So, being a big smart home enthusiast and all, I have almost 100 devices connected to my Wi-Fi at all times, and rightfully so. One of the top comments I get is, what router do I have? How do you set all this up? How does your internet handle that? Let's talk about it. So this video is actually coming at the perfect timing because I just had to redo my entire Wi-Fi setup because I moved into a bigger apartment and needed more coverage. I did go with the Netgear Orbi mesh Wi-Fi system. Netgear also did sponsor this video, but all the opinions you hear and everything here are entirely my own, so don't worry about that. Before I explain to you why I chose this thing, let's talk about the things you need to look out for and the things you need to consider when choosing a Wi-Fi router. I'm gonna get my iPad here and draw you guys a cute little diagram to walk you through all this. So let's understand why a router is so important. What a router does is takes the internet from your provider, whatever you pay for, your 300 megabits per second, gigabit per second, whatever. It takes that internet and then broadcasts it out to all of your devices, whether that's over Ethernet port or over Wi-Fi. A lot of people think that if the internet's slow, that they just don't have a fast enough internet speed. Well, that's not the case at all. Almost all of the time, it's the router that's the bottleneck. You have a bunch of speed going into the router, but it can't efficiently get all of that data out to all of your devices. Let me tell you about the two main variables you need to look out for a router to solve this problem. So, way oversimplified here, but a router has two main capabilities you need to look out for. The processing power of the router. This is how much data it can ingest and then intelligently route it out to all of your different devices. The more processing power you have, the more efficient it'll be in handling multiple devices. Processing power is kind of hard to get a read on, but it also affects things like your internet throughput speed on your LAN ports. So if looking out for something like 10 gigabit or a gigabit internet is a really good sign for the processing power on the router. The other big variable in routers is the range. This is literally how far the Wi-Fi signal goes throughout your house. This is measured a little bit more objectively. Usually what you'll see is a number that's preceded by AC or AX. These numbers usually range from around 400 all the way up to about 10,000. Anything over 2,000 is usually plenty. You'll see here that the Orbi is actually at 1,100, which is insane. That's going to be the equivalent of how far the waves shoot out in your house and how far they can reach. So, how do you get the best of both of these? And why did I choose the Orbi? Let me explain. So, first off, on the processing power front, the Orbi is insane. It has 10 gigabit throughput, which means the LAN ports can handle pretty much anything you throw at them and it'll be future-proof for a long time. To the same vein, it has Wi-Fi 6E, which is one of the latest Wi-Fi technologies with Wi-Fi 7 coming later down the line, making sure that no matter what, you're going to be future-proof. Now, range is where these things really come in clutch because they're a mesh network. Let me explain what that means. So once you get past kind of like 700-800 square feet in a home, no matter how powerful your Wi-Fi router is, there's just not an efficient way to cast that range all the way to the other end of the house with just one single router. If that's the case and you need more coverage, you have two options. The first one is way out of the scope of this video. You're going to build your own Wi-Fi network, set up access points, build your own router. Not feasible for most people. The other option is using a mesh system. So what a mesh system does is it basically has two routers in the box. You plug one of them directly into the internet, and the other one goes on the other side of your house where you want coverage, and it doesn't have to plug into the internet or the network directly, but it effectively takes the signal seamlessly from the main router and amplifies it and spreads it out through the rest of the house. It's pretty much a Wi-Fi range extender on steroids, but it works really well. There's almost zero setup, and that secondary node can be used effectively as a router. You can plug devices into it, connect directly to it. It just works, and it's totally seamless. So for example, I have my parent Orbi here. This is plugged into my office, and this is wired directly to Ethernet. And then in the bedroom, I have this child Orbi. So this is just plugged into the wall. It's not actually wired in on the internet side of things, but it still acts as a Wi-Fi access point. And I effectively have perfect Wi-Fi in my bedroom here, even though it's on the entire other side of the house. The best thing about this system is you could add more than two of these. So if you have a large house with 3 stories, maybe you could have one of these on each floor, but just two of them, the two Orbi setup is enough to cover a 6,000 square foot house. I have it here in my 1,500 square foot apartment and the performance is absolutely insane. Anyway, to sum it all up, if you're looking for a new router, consider the router's speed and processing power so it can handle the load you throw at it, and make sure that if you're in a larger setup, you either consider building your own network or purchasing a mesh setup to make sure you have full coverage. I've been super happy with the Orbi. Holler at Netgear for sponsoring this video and supporting me. If you're looking at a new router, go check out the link in my bio. The Orbis are pretty cool. Thanks, appreciate all ya.